If you're new to the curly girl method or you're just looking for a solution to frizz-free hair, then you've clicked on the right video. Hi, I'm Anshita. I'm the founder of Fix My Curls. We are a curly and wavy haircare brand that helps people embrace their naturally curly or wavy hair. And if you're looking for an effective way to manage your natural hair, then you're in the right place and you will love this video. The Curly Girl method was started by Lorraine Massey. She's a curly head and a salon specialist herself. She started the Curly Girl method and came up with it approximately a decade ago, and ever since then has been telling people with naturally curly, wavy or textured hair to use it to better manage their hair. So let's go over some of the do's and don'ts of the Curly Girl method. So we're going to start with all the things you can't do in the Curly Girl method and that you have to stop. The first thing that you can't do in the Curly Girl method is use a shampoo. So you have to absolutely stop shampooing, no shampoo whatsoever. Lorraine Massey says that you should stick to just a conditioner. We don't really agree with this at Fix My Curls. We still think that shampooing is a very, very important part of a person's hair care routine, and especially if you're living in India or if you're in a hotter climate, using a shampoo is very important. But this is her rule number 1. Rule number 2 is to stop using any heat whatsoever. So you can't use a straightener, a blow dry, a blow dryer. You can't use any of these things. This includes people that use a diffuser to dry their hair. You can't be using any heat. That's rule number 2, no heat. Rule number 3 is that you can't use any silicones and non-water soluble ingredients. Non-water soluble ingredients are basically ingredients that can't wash off using just water and need a surfactant or a detergent like shampoo. Basically has sulfates in it, which does the cleansing job of taking non-water soluble ingredients out of your hair. And a lot of non-water soluble ingredients come in the form of silicones. Silicones are basically conditioning agents that sit at the surface layer of your hair and are actually really great in a lot of hair care routines, but that's not allowed in the Curly Girl method. The fourth thing is you can't use a comb or a brush. So you can't dry brush your hair, definitely not. And she also says that you shouldn't be brushing or combing your hair when they're wet either. Overall, she says, skip the comb or brush, use your fingers and detangle your hair when they're wet and you have a little bit of conditioner on, because that's when you have a little bit of slip and you can detangle your hair effectively. The fifth and the sixth thing is that you can't use products with fragrances or alcohols in them either. So our products, for example, we don't use drying alcohols, we use fatty alcohols instead, which come in the form of some of your favorite butters and oils have fatty alcohols in them, and also some really popular conditioning agents too as well. But drying alcohols are a no from our end as well, and the method doesn't follow it either. Another thing is that you can't use fragrance. Now, we disagree with this. We think that sometimes a nice smelling product goes a really long way and it's more enjoyable to put it on your hair. And if it's something you're going to be using for a very, very long time, we love for it to smell nice. But Massey says that you should rely on completely naturally fragranced products. And that's just how the Curly Girl method is. There's a lot of things that are allowed. Let's go over the things that she actually says you should use. The first thing is proteins. Plant or non-plant based proteins are great for hair care, and Lorraine Massey agrees as well. She says that you should have protein in your hair care for sure. The second thing Massey says is for you to use a leave-in conditioner or a conditioner of any type. Make sure that it has a lot of slip and is a silicone-free conditioner. So butters and oils are good to go. Number 3, humectants. Humectants like glycerine are actually allowed. So Massey says that humectants are actually great for curly hair, especially some curly hair types, and depending on the humidity that you have wherever you are. But Massey says that you should definitely be using humectants as well. The fourth thing she says that is allowed is a soft or mild cleansing agent such as Cocamidropyl. We actually use this. This is a coconut-based cleansing agent and we have it in both of our shampoos. The fifth and last rule is styling gel. So Massey says that you should definitely be using a styling gel. However, she has a specific list of ingredients that are good in styling gels and some that are definitely no-nos. Now, I know that a lot of that can be super confusing and everything we've gone over is just a long list of things. But here's some stuff that we recommend you can do so that you can half follow the CG method and half also be comfortable following it and actually start your curly girl journey. First thing, buy a white tooth comb. So right after you shampoo and condition your hair, just use that white tooth comb on your already wet hair that has conditioner in it to help detangle your hair. After this, don't detangle your hair dry. We definitely think that dry brushing is very, very harsh on your scalp and it unnecessarily pulls out a lot of hair strands that don't need to be pulled out. The second thing would be to sleep on Saturn. Saturn is a great way to protect your hair, reduce hair breakage and hair fall, and basically just help you maintain your curls and waves. The last thing would be to test different products and see what works best for you. Whether you follow the curly girl method or you don't follow it, it doesn't really matter. If your hair looks good, feels good, and is easy for you and you're able to follow a routine and take care of your natural hair because of it, that's the routine that is best for you and that is the routine that you should be following. So we're going to leave a link in our description for a 5-step routine that we made 4 years ago that thousands and thousands of people love and still follow on a day-to-day basis. And if you're new to the CGM method and you want to be able to use products that strictly follow CGM, our 5-step routine is made for you. You don't need to think twice. It's completely CGM approved. So you can find a link in our description. And yeah, maybe you can give those a try. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. And if you want to be added to our mailing list and learn some new tips and tricks, then definitely go to www.fixmycurls.com. Link will be in our description. So yeah, that was all from me. I hope you guys learned something new today and learned a little bit more about the curly girl method and everything that it consists of. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.